Hey, Kevin here with another Flippin' Dork Flips and Finds video where I show you different items I pick up really cheap, thrifting and garage selling, and then I sell them online either on eBay for worldwide shipping on smaller items that I want to actually ship out. Then for the bigger items that I just want to sell locally, I put them on Facebook Marketplace, which is really awesome, and also Craigslist. And like I mentioned in the last video, I bought so much stuff this weekend that I decided to put it into its own video so that the video doesn't just get crazy long. I've noticed like the last month or two that all the videos, maybe even 3 months, that the videos just keep getting longer and longer and longer, and it just is getting a little out of hand. So I need to chop them down a little bit, and I still want to show everything, but I'll just kind of divide them up so that the videos are a little more digestible and easier to get through and all that kind of stuff. So this weekend was a really good neighborhood garage sale that I go to in the fall and the spring, and this will be the third time I've went to it. And then there's a citywide sale I went to about 15 miles away. It's the I guess it's the third time I've been there as well. And they're always really good. The only problem is in the fall when they have them, kind of signifies the end of garage sale season. Although we probably still have about a month or so, and there'll still be some good sales. And I'm sure I'll find some pretty good stuff, but it's going to start slowing down. So I bought a lot of stuff because I kind of lowered my minimum profit potential on items. Like throughout the year I was trying to stick to like an item where after I bought it, after I paid fees, after I paid shipping, I'd try to make about $30 or higher. Of course not every item was like that. Some of them did terrible, some of them were close. You know, I might make after fees and all like $24, $27. It was close to 30. So if you have that goal, you get close to it. Otherwise, I'd be getting items that, you end up, I only made $7 on it, and I spent all that time and $7, and it's not worth it. So this weekend I dropped it down to about 15. All right, so kind of chopped it in half. That's still not bad. You could sell item, it's still going to sell for close to 20 bucks, and after fees and on cheap shipping on little items, you might make $14, $15. So I decided to go ahead and kind of let it slide these last couple of weeks, so I have more stuff to get through the winter. So anyway, I'll just tell you up front that between Thursday afternoon when I bought one item, and then Friday morning and Saturday morning at garage sales, I spent a total of $160.50. And I brought it all home, and I was looking through it last night. I was like, you know what? That item there, and that one there, and that one there. And I picked about 4 or 5 items. I was like, those are going to sell really well. I should just go ahead, take pictures, list them, see if I can get my money back this weekend. And you know what? It worked. 2 of those items already sold, paid for everything that I bought this weekend, and I'm talking the profit off those items. That's after what I paid for them, after the shipping, after the about 13% eBay and PayPal fees. I've already figured that all out. It paid for everything that I bought this weekend, plus I'm in the black about $76, or $76.96, so almost $77 in the profit, and everything else now will be pure profit minus fees, and if I do any free shipping on any of the items. So that's pretty cool. So anyway, let me show you what I got. I have so much of it that instead of writing it down here and showing you one by one, I don't have room for that. So I just have it all spread out on the floor, and I'll just kind of point them out one by one, show you what I paid for them and what they should go for, and maybe a little background on them and things like that. So anyway, check it out. Pretty cool stuff. Also, I will show you the items that sold, and they're pretty awesome too, but I'll leave them for last. So anyway, check this out. Alright, so here's kind of an overall view of the items I bought. And like I said, there's 2 of them that sold already that I have boxed up. I'll show later. I also have a couple of jackets that I washed, and now they're outside drying. And then I also bought a kid's bike and 5 dining chairs. I'll show all that to you later. So we'll just start going through it all. On, I think it was Friday, I found a bunch of hats at this garage sale. They're only 25 cents a piece. I grabbed all the ones that looked interesting. Some of them have really good value, some I'm not really sure. So we're just gonna kind of guess. But I got 2 of them here for San Antonio Spurs, the green bottoms, and they're snapbacks. Looks like hats that were popular when I was in middle school and high school, officially licensed. And this one is more blank, but has the green bottom. I'll probably put those together. So 50 cents, 25 cents each. Not really sure what those go for. I don't know, 20 bucks, something like that, 25, 30. I don't know. We'll just have to see. Kind of depends on condition and things like that. Here's another one. Kansas City Chiefs snapback, green bottom. That could be a pretty good one, possibly. It's not in the greatest condition. This one's a little bit rough. a couple of snags and things like that. I'll trim off, try to make it look a little better. That one, I don't know. We'll go low on that one. We'll say like $10 or $15. This one could be good. KU, Kansas, and the Jayhawks. Very, very cool graphic. That one actually could be pretty good money. I actually have 2 other KU hats. I could possibly lot them together. This one was only 25 cents. The other 2 I have were, I think, 50 cents each. So that's what, $1.25 for 3 of them. And I don't know, maybe I could get really good money. But I'm thinking the other 2 are probably not quite as cool as this one, so I might at least sell this one separately and the other 2 together. I'm not totally sure. This one I just got because of the cool graphic. Definitely the trucker style, basically. There we go, it's a Peter cap. I was gonna say it's not branded, but I guess it kind of is. But for the Excalibur Hotel Casino in Las Vegas, I mean, check that out. Foam front. Okay, that's just a little bit of dust on there. Really clean. It's got the mesh in the back, blue, nice color, no stains. I don't know, that one could do really well because that's a really, really cool graphic. All right, so this one got a little dust on there. I had to clean off. I probably could have left that one back, but it just seemed interesting enough that it could have some value, but probably not a lot. This is probably like a $10 hat, $12, something like that. But just Parachute Club, just kind of blunt and interesting. Okay, here we go. Another Kansas City Chiefs snapback starter. This one is probably not quite as cool as the one there. That just has a more interesting graphic. But what makes this one interesting is that it still has the tags on there. Emmitt Smith on there. I was hoping it would have a year, but I don't see a year. But anyway, I'm not really sure on the value of that one either, but it was only 25 cents, so it's got to be a lot more than that. Okay, we'll go with this one. All right, Party Town San Antonio. Very generic, cheesy hat. It's got some dust on there I have to clean off. But mesh snapback with the foam front. I don't expect that one to bring a lot of money, but maybe someone out there will think that's interesting. And who knows, maybe I'll bundle it with those 2. Just kind of put all these San Antonio hats together and, you know, only have 75 cents in them. Maybe I could sell them for 30 or 40 bucks, something like that. This one I was excited about, but this is the one that's leaving all the dust. It's like the foam is coming apart in there, so it's leaving gunk. See that? So I'll have to really clean this one out, but it is a real Harley Davidson hat. I'll just have to kind of, I don't know, it's losing its shape, so it's kind of a bummer. Pretty cool graphic. Some of the Harley Davidson snapback hats I looked up were going for really good money. Man, look at that. That is not good. But I don't know. The condition of that one's not too great, so I may just try to turn and burn it real quick. That might be a, you know, $10 hat or something, but I really thought it's going to go for a lot more. I thought that would be like a $40 hat or $50 or something like that, but probably not because of condition. Then we got Grand Ole Opry, Nashville, Tennessee. This is really cool. It's got the little bit of a rope right there. Really cool graphic. Looks like a real tall hat too, kind of old man trucker style. Don't really know what kind of value that has, but for 25 cents, it's got to be pretty good. And then this one right here, I thought was a really cool graphic. Green. I looked this up. These are selling well. I mean, the border is a big hot topic now, and there were 2 exactly identical to this that sold for $27.98 plus $4.95 shipping. So that's about a $33 hat. So that might actually be one of my best-selling ones. Besides, I think that one could do well, and this lot of 3 could do pretty well. And this one might as well. I don't know. It just has a cool graphic. So anyway, that was the hats. You know what? I'll skip over here because I got a couple other hats I picked up. This one is probably maybe not quite as good as the others, but just a generic mesh snapback that says Hawaii with cool colors. This one I think was 50 cents, so I don't know. This could be 15, 20 bucks maybe, something like that. And at that same sale, I found this thing, kind of a newsboy or a, I don't know what you call that kind of hat, like a golf hat or something. It has all these pins, and I don't know what they say. I'm not sure what language that is, but it has tons of pins. They only wanted 50 cents for it, so I mean, I figured it's got to be worth a lot more than that. So I'm not exactly sure what I'll ask for that, but it's got to do decent, I would think. All right, so we'll come back here. because I think I'm starting to lose light a little bit. This is the one item I bought Thursday. It's the garage sale where I bought ink last year, and then this spring is where I bought that Gold of the Desert Kings game for 10 bucks. That's worth like hundreds of dollars, which is still not sold. I have it really high priced. I'm waiting for a really, really good offer. Someone offered me like $225, but I want a lot more than that. So anyway, I went back to his sale. He had a bunch of cool stuff again, but he was only open Thursday afternoon for some reason. I found this. It was only $1, Canon PowerShot. I looked it up, and they were selling for like 40, 50 bucks. I brought it home, tested it, and the lens is messed up. The little shutter thing does not close, so I'll have to sell it for parts only. But I think I can still get about 20 bucks out of it, so that's not bad for my $1. I thought this was really cool. A Wilton cake pan with Alf. It was only, I think I paid $1 for it, and they sell for about $18.99, something like that, free shipping. So I just thought it was a really cool graphic, and I don't know, I might even use it for a birthday cake or something, but I thought that was really cool. Right here, actually it was the same sale, is a lot of books. I did really well with those R.L. Stine Goosebumps books. So when I saw a bunch of these, I'm trying to remember how many there were. Is there like 20 of them or something? I don't know. 20, 22 of them, but they're Sugar Creek Gang, and they're all numbered, so I'll put them in order. Paid $5. I did see some of these selling. There was a lot of like 14 that went for like 25 or 30 bucks. So I have more than everyone else I've seen with the lots. So I'm trying to remember, but I think I can probably get like over $40 out of these. So somewhere between like 40 and 50, I think. So that's not too bad. Okay, another sale. Actually, the very first sale on Friday, the neighborhood sale. It was an older lady running it. You could tell these were some of the toys that her kids would have had and left back. It's the kind of sale I like to find. And these are Power Rangers. And check that out. The whole bag was only $1. I'll have to look through them. I'm not sure if these are good vintage ones or if they're a little newer. Oh yeah, there we go. Wait a minute. Is that 1998? Yeah, you probably can't. Yeah, there you go. 1998. So, that might be, is that like a second gen? I don't know. They may not be that great, but for $1, they gotta be worth more than that. We'll go in the low end, 10 bucks, but they might be more like $15, $20, something like that. Maybe more, who knows. I'll have to look further into it. These were interesting. At that neighborhood sale, I found some TV guides. It was a 1 of 4 collectors series of Seinfeld. I'm assuming it's when the show went off the air. And only issue is this one, which is a shame because it's the one with Jerry. It's a little bit messed up on the front. But anyway, they didn't have a price. I asked how much. She said, I don't know, how about 50 cents each? So I gave her $2, got them all. And there are people selling the lot for about $30 or $35. But because of condition, mine will probably be like, I don't know, $27, maybe. I still might be able to get 30, somewhere around there. We'll see. Okay, this was super cool at that neighborhood sale. I have never seen one in real life. I wanted to play with one when I was a kid, and now I got one really cheap. Sega Dreamcast. Check that out. Pretty cool. The guy says it works. Has this little blaster thing, 2 controllers, whatever that thing is. Has these as well. He said that these will need, I don't remember what he called them. It looks like you can just play it as is. But anyway, they need, he said, new batteries in there. And then it came with some games. So you got the Sega Dreamcast web browser. This is like a sampler game. Then you got NFL 2000 or 2K. Ready to Rumble boxing game. I looked them up. None of them had real great value, so I'll just include them with the system. And then I got these 2, which I'll explain here in a minute. But I got all that plus the cables to hook it to the TV and all that. I got it in a box. Paid $30 for all that. And I looked it up. If I sell it as a lot, I think I could get about $150 if I sell it all together. But what I might do is slightly divide it and get more out of it. So I think I will take these 2 games away and I will sell it like that with these games. And maybe I could get 130, 140, something like that. Maybe just a little less than the other people that were, that had a lot kind of like this. But I looked up these 2 games, and they did pretty well. So this one is, now I have to take the stickers off, but it's Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver, I think. Soul Reader, maybe, I don't know. But this game goes for about 20 to 25 bucks just on its own. Same thing with this one, Soul Calibur. Totally complete, it's got the little manual, the CD in there. It was like $20 to $30, somewhere in there. So if I sell those separately, that's like 50 bucks. And instead of doing it all for 150, if I could do like, you know, 125, 135 for this, and add 50 on top, I could get more than 150 out of it. Maybe I get 175 or 180 total, something like that. So it's probably what I'll try doing. Okay, right here is kind of just taking a guess on this, but I thought it was interesting. So you got the belt buckle and the matching bolo. It does say made in the USA, but I don't know anything else about it. It does look a little bit cheapo to me, but they were asking $5 and he said everything's half off, so I got it for $2.50. I don't know what kind of stone it is or how to look it up or anything. Some bolos and belt buckles can be worth really good money. I'm not sure this one is. It might really only be like 15 bucks or something like that, which is still not bad for only $2.50. But I'm really hoping it's more, you know, $40 or $50, but it may not be. I don't know. I'll have to see if I can figure out how to look further into it. Okay, also we have this mushroom clock. It's ceramic. What's interesting is it is Sears and Roebuck, made in Japan from 1976. He was asking $1.50. I gave him $1 for it, and I looked it up. It's worth about 30, 35 bucks. Only issue is that the clock movement does not work. I tested it with the battery, so I'm not sure if I want to add a new one or just sell that and, you know, and let the buyer know they need to replace it. I'll have to look further into it. I'm not sure. This is pretty cool right here. This is a great find. They're asking $10. I offered them $5 and they took it. Dave Ramsey's Financial Peace University. Pretty sure it's complete. I looked through it. It's got all the stuff in there, all the CDs you listen to and the workbooks and all that. Only issue is the workbook. They did complete some of it and I wrote in there. It has the book and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, these are selling in this for about $75 to $90 on eBay, and I only paid $5, so I thought that was a great find. Okay, at the same garage sale where I found the Power Rangers, I found a couple of G.I. Joe vehicles. They kind of don't look complete to me. I know one's missing a wheel, but it seems like these should be pulling trailers or something. I don't know what they're worth, so I'll have to look it up, but they were only 75 cents each, so that's only $2.25. I mean, I imagine, well, I don't know, at least, what, 20 bucks, 30 bucks, somewhere around there, or more, possibly. But I don't know, for $2.25 I decided to go for it. Okay, at the sale where I found all of these hats, they had a room that said everything in this room is free, and I grabbed all of the brand new sealed VHS tapes they had, and I can put them with VCRs and all that whenever I find them, so it's not too bad for free. At another sale, I found this, a Golden Books 100-piece puzzle, Michelle Tanner. Pretty sure that's when she said, "You got it, dude." And it was only 25 cents. Probably doesn't have any good value. I mostly bought it because I wanted it, but, you know, put together one time and then sell it, and I don't know, 10, 15 bucks, something like that. We'll see. Maybe more. This right here, it's not bad. This is the under the radar stuff that can do really well. These are HP photo card packs where you print them up. Anyway, as you can see, they're asking 50 cents each. They sell for about $5 or $6 each. So I just bought all of them. They're all new sealed, except for this one is open and it's missing like 1 or 2 in there. And if they go for about $5 each, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that'd be like $30. If they go for $6, then it's about 36. So I might be able to get about 30 plus shipping, something like that, so that's not too bad. And I only spent $3 total. Okay, this was actually something I just bought for fun, and then I realized when I got home it actually had value. It's one of those Koosh balls. This is the Koosh Fling Shot, but if you look at it, it's the Rosie O'Donnell edition. And I think I bought it for 10 cents, just to, you know, just to have something to play around with. And then I just happened to look it up, and they sell for about $18.95 free shipping. So I'll actually sell that one. That was a great flip, and I didn't even know it. Okay, at the sale where I found the Dreamcast, I grabbed this just because I thought it was so strange. A talking Dennis Miller doll. It was 50 cents. I think the way I worked it out to balance out the price on some other things, I ended up paying like $1. I assumed it had value, but it really doesn't. It's like maybe $8 to $10 plus shipping. So it probably sells for a total of like, I don't know, $18.95 free shipping or something like that. So it's not a real good flip, but I don't know. I just thought that was interesting just because I'd never seen one before. Okay, at that same sale, I found a brand new sealed Homer Simpson Chia pet for $1. Trying to remember, I think it sells for $25, somewhere around there, I think. Okay, he also had this Insane Clown Posse lot for $5, but the way I worked it out, I think I got it for $3. So I'm not sure if this is all their CDs or what, but he's got a bunch of Insane Clown Posse CDs. One of them is signed by Rude Boy, apparently. I don't know if that has value or not. And then it come with the figure of Violent J. So for $3, it's got to be a good flip. I have no idea what that's worth. I don't know if the Juggalos will pay money for signature or not, so I don't know. I'll look it up, but I figure $3, it's got to be like $25, $30, $40, something like that, maybe. I'm not totally sure. Okay, here's something I bought just because I wanted one part, but I could probably turn it into more money. So this is another New Bright remote control truck. Compared to my hand, this is a small one. These are not the ones you normally want to buy, but I bought it because of this. Because just the other day I sold one that I told you I almost threw it away, and it sold for $25.95. Well, this guy was asking $4 for this, which I think is way too much for this New Bright. He says it does work, but anyway, I just bought it for this, but I offered him $2 and he took it. He probably would have taken $1, but oh well. So basically I bought this for $2. That's why I wanted it. It should sell for about $25, $26. And then maybe I could sell the rest of the truck for like $10 plus shipping or something like that. We'll see. All right, this is super cool right here. I got this at that neighborhood garage sale. They were asking $20, which is an amazing deal for this. Look how cool this is. It's a Fulmer helmet. But I said, would you do better? And she said, well, how about 15? So I got it for $15. Orange metal flake, the silver striping, super cool retro styling, the weird little dots on it. I mean, this thing is cool, super nice. I don't think it's actually old. I think this is a more modern helmet. I looked it up. I'll have to look further, but I think, and it does have a couple of scratches on it and some scuffs and things, but it's not too bad. I mean, they're really light. Like you can see one right there in the black. Very, very light scuffing. But I'm trying to remember. I'm thinking these are like $75, $80, something like that. So not like crazy money, but maybe it is. I don't know. I'll have to double check again. But the ones, when I looked it up real quick, I think they were around $75, $80. This was only 10 cents. I don't even remember which garage sale I got this at, but I don't even know. I just bought it because it was cheap, but it could have really good value, so I'm not totally sure. But I think it's a Gremlin. Okay, these are interesting. These are Furby babies, I think they were called. I paid 50 cents each. I'll have to test them, see if they work, but people were selling them in lots like this for, I think, about $27, $28, something like that, so that's not too bad. Turn $1 into about 27 bucks. Okay, the same sale where I got the G.I. Joes and the Power Rangers, I think I got this there too. I got these Ninja Turtles. It's not near as big as the lot I had last time, and I don't think, well, actually there's only a couple of them that are actually old. I know these two are vintage. Toxic Guy, I think, is, but the rest look more modern. So this is probably not big money, but I only paid $2, and I think this was in the box with it too. So anyway, for $2, I mean, that's got to be decent. That's, I don't know, 20, 30 bucks at least, maybe more, but I don't know. We'll just say about 20, 30 bucks. Okay, at another sale at that neighborhood garage sale, found these Puma flip-flops. I really just bought them because they're new and they were only 25 cents. It's really not that great of a flip. I think like $17.95 free shipping, $18.95, somewhere around there. But I mean, for 25 cents, why not? Okay, also found this. I'll move that so you can see. It is an easy tracer where it projects images and you can trace it on a wall or whatever. They were asking $5 and it sells for about 25. So I decided to go ahead and get it. I thought that was interesting. Okay, we have Bates boots. I've sold a lot of Bates boots, Belleville boots, some Danner boots. I have Converse now upstairs that I still need to sell. But I grabbed these because they have the box and they still have the tags and never been worn. They're a good size and they were only $10. I would guess these are $100, maybe $120, something like that. But we'll just guess somewhere around $100. So I thought that was really cool. Okay, that reminds me, I skipped these a while ago. This is at the very first sale where I went to, where I found the best item of the week, which I haven't shown you yet. And then I found these. So these are Birkenstocks. And they still got the stickers that makes me think maybe they haven't been worn, but then I'm kind of seeing toe marks. And it kind of, I don't know, it almost looks like maybe they've been worn. So either way, they're in really good shape. I paid up for them. They were 20 bucks. But as you can see at Nordstrom, they were 64, marked down to 59.97. And I think on eBay, they still go for about that. I think they might go for about 50 bucks, maybe 55, something like that. So that's not too bad. I just got to decide if I want to take the stickers out or leave them in. I haven't quite decided that yet. Okay, this was super cool. It's probably one of my favorite things I've ever bought at a garage sale. And you know what? Let me spread them out so I can show them to you better, because this is a really cool find. All right, check it out. These are all vintage Frisbees from the 1980s. And they're all kind of like tourist travel themed, which, well, except for there's one that's for Domino's and there's one for Cub Scouts, which I just realized is upside down. But anyway, I thought these are really cool. Man, this is, I don't know, this is the type of thing I like finding. They were only 25 cents each. I ended up paying $5 total for all these. I think this could be a great flip. I could try selling them individually, but I might do them as a lot. I haven't decided yet. Some of them seem like maybe they won't have that great a value, and then some of them could be pretty good. But these have super cool graphics. I mean, if any of these were a t-shirt, people would pay good money for these. But since they're on a Frisbee, it's a little odd. But I don't know, I think they're super cool. So we'll just kind of, you know what, we'll just start here. So you got Niagara Falls with a nice metallic red graphic. That's really cool. This one's upside down. This one's not quite as good. Silver Dollar City, the big sticker on there. But you can't find anything like that anymore. Trees of Mystery, Redwood Highway, California, end of the trail. So that's orange with metallic blue. It's pretty cool. Really cool graphic on that one. Mississippi Gulf Coast, some people playing on the beach. We have Tennessee Homecoming, 1986. Kind of interesting. This one's a little boring, but I still decided to go for it. Key West with the flamingo. Pretty cool. Here's Key West, looks like a life preserver. That one's a little more interesting. Never seen one quite like that. I think this one's super cool. It's subtle. I think that is the Grand Canyon with some type of lightning and rainstorm above. That's kind of cool. Even though it doesn't say Grand Canyon, I think that's what it is. Okay, here we go. 1986 Cypress Gardens. The hang glider on there. That's really cool. We got St. Louis. Got the arch on there. Gateway to the west. That one's pretty cool. Just San Diego in a spiral. Interesting. Mount St. Helens, Washington. I mean, imagine that as a t-shirt. That thing would sell for really good money. That's a cool graphic right there. Orient Express at World of Fun. It has that texture like these others, so there must have been a deal on these types of Frisbees back in the 80s. Check that one out. That's really cool. Mount St. Helens Eruption 80. Graphic is a little bit messed up, but that's really cool. Like someone was celebrating the eruption of Mount St. Helens by selling Frisbees. Just think about that. That's kind of odd. And then here we have Ultimate Cub Scouts. Could be interesting. I did see one of these listed, but it was they had a couple other Boy Scout things with it, and they were asking, I think, 35 bucks. But the other things with the added value. So this is probably like, I don't know, $8, $10, something like that. So not like amazing, but it could be pretty good. Okay, here we go. Another one for Mount St. Helens. Little Miss Alive Again, 1980, and they actually show it again. So, I mean, obviously, if I sell them individually, those two have to go together, and I might as well throw that one in as well. So those could go for pretty good money. I'm not totally sure, but that's really cool. I mean, you can actually see it on there. It's interesting. Now we have Six Flags Over Texas, again with that texture. Really cool graphic with Looney Tunes, and it's dated 1989. So that's really cool. That one actually might do really well. I just now realized they had Looney Tunes on there. I'm not sure if foam frisbees are worth any money, but I decided to grab them because the graphics are pretty cool. So you got the Kentucky Bluegrass State. You know, it's okay condition. And then same thing with this, Kennedy Space Center. Maybe a little bit better condition. I thought those are pretty cool. If I end up selling, you know, everything as a lot or pull out some of the good ones, I'll definitely just put them in a lot. Okay, I remember these. Remember the miniature frisbees that were really big for a while, but Avoid the Noid. Do you remember that? Domino's Pizza. Pretty cool. Graphics a little scratched up, but you know, it's kind of interesting. And then this one I thought was really cool. Greetings from the Ozarks. Now I actually live in the Ozarks, and I figure, you know, you could sell it with the not so great Silver Dollar City. Maybe throw it in with the St. Louis one because it's kind of related. And I showed it to someone, and they're like, man, that one would bring great money because of the Ozark Netflix show. I was like, oh, I didn't even think of that. That's a perfect idea. So if I market this one and mention the Ozark show and all that, there we go. Look at that. It was from Branson. It was $1.79 new. Someone out there might pay pretty crazy money for that just because of the super cool graphic, and it says Ozarks on there. So who knows? So in total, I have $5 in them, and I mean, at a bare minimum, I could get $5 each, and there are 20 of them, I think. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Yeah, plus the little one. So say $5 each, that's $100 right there. So that's already a great return. But some of them I think could bring more than that, and maybe they all bring, you know, $8 or $9. So that raises it quite a bit. So that could be like a $150 collection of frisbees, maybe even $200 if I just sell them all together. And there's someone out there that really wants them, and I think there actually is someone interested in them. Who knows? They might actually offer really, really good money for them. They'll be easy to ship. You know, just throw them in a box. I mean, they'll weigh a little bit, but it's not like they're going to get broke or anything like that. So anyway, I thought that was a super cool find. Now I got a couple other things I got to bring inside to show you, and then I have a couple of local items I picked up as well. So I'll show those to you next. Okay, so let me show you some of the items I did not have downstairs in the pile. This is a set of walkie-talkies I got. I had them plugged in. I forgot to show earlier. Got these at the garage sale where I found the frisbees, and also this item here that sold last night. I found the frisbees, paid for them. Then I decided to walk through again, and I found more stuff I wanted to buy. So I found these and this. I asked the guy how much. He's like, how about 5 for that and 2 for this? So $7. I was like, how about 5 for both? He said, all right, deal. So I'm just calling them $2.50 each. But anyway, these Cobra MicroTalk walkie-talkies, model number GA-CF5. I looked them up. I think they were going for like $30, $35, something like that. So not like a lot of money, but it'd be all right. For $2.50, it'd be a good flip. So bring them home, and I had them plugged in to try them out today. One turns on, one doesn't. So the little rechargeable battery in there might need to be replaced. I'll look into it if it's cheap enough. If it's like $1 or $2, I might go ahead and buy one and replace it. Otherwise, I'll just flip them as is, and I don't know, maybe $15, something like that. So it's not going to be a great flip, but I can get a little something out of it. And then, okay, so then at a different garage sale, I walk up to it. I'm pretty sure they were running their own estate sale. It looked like their mother had died at this house, and they were just selling everything off, but it was not an estate sale. It was not run by an estate sale company. It was, I mean, they were selling stuff to move. It was cheap. Everything I asked about was 50 cents, all right? So I got a great deal. So I got these shoes, and I got 3 vintage Reebok jackets, all right? So I do really well with those. I'll show them to you first, and I'll show the shoes because I think they're impressive. Okay, so first one here. I'll have to see if this is a men's or women's. I think it might be a men's, and the other two are women's. But This one's a little more generic, just has Reebok right here in the chest, but it's in pretty good condition. I washed it already because they kind of smell just a little bit. So I washed them and now they're good and fresh and clean. And anyway, paid 50 cents for this, alright? It's not, you know, real crazy graphics or anything like that, so this is a great time of the year to sell it. I could probably get 30, 35 bucks out of it. It might end up going for like 25, something like that, but maybe $34.95 free shipping, something like that. So for 50 cents, that's a pretty good flip. Not too bad. So I've done really well with these. Okay. So now we get a little more interesting. Another Reebok one, but check this out. This one is more interesting. And now, oh man, I got stuff all over it. It comes off. Okay, I'll have to wipe this by hand. I threw them in the washer, but I threw them in with some like rugs and stuff. That's probably not a good idea. So I'll have to wipe that down by hand. Anyway. Okay, again, 50 cents. This one's pretty good condition. Obviously women's or possibly girls. My wife thinks that this might be a girl size. It's a large, but I don't know. I think that might be a women's large. But this is a little more interesting, all right? The more interesting these vintage nylon jackets are, the more they're worth. And like I've said many times, the more the logos on there, the more the name brands on there. Like, you know, instead of just Reebok here, if it was Reebok, you know, or Reebok all over it, or just a really interesting like 80s or 90s graphic, it's worth more. Okay, so, and I'll have to clean this one a little better, but anyway, this one's pretty cool. Good shape, great color combo, really cool, you know, 90s looking graphics, almost old lady looking. So anyway, I think this one could do better. So the other one maybe 30 bucks, 35. We'll see on this one, maybe 35, 40, maybe 45. I don't know, we'll see. But probably that's still like 35 range, something like that. I thought that was pretty cool. Okay, this last one got me really excited until I come home and I looked at it closer and it's like, oh, there goes all the value. All right, so check this one out. Now, when I say you want logos and name brand on the clothing, this is what I'm talking about. This is what brings really good money. I mean, how many times does it say Reebok on there? And it, again, it's got white stuff on there. All right, well, it was, I'll have to wipe it down by hand, get all that off, because that went on there before I washed it today, so that was kind of a mistake. Anyway, okay, so check that out. Purple and black. It's not all stretched out. That's one thing I like to check with jackets, is make sure the elastic is good. I just sold one recently, the blue, red, and yellow one. Reebok. It was a little bit stretched out, so I dropped the price down a little bit. And anyway, these all seem to be fine. But the issue with this one, I noticed, it looks like a cigarette burn right there, right? Real small, two little holes. You can't see that, those two little black holes. And then I noticed cigarette burn there, a couple of cuts here. All right, this is, I should have passed on it, but it was only 50 cents. And then another hole right here. So that really devalues it. I mean, not a lot of people are going to want it, but I still had to get it for 50 cents. I mean, the graphics, someone out there will still want it. It's just, I mean, those holes really hurt the value. I mean, this could be a great jacket. This could be like, I don't know, I would probably ask $75 on it or something like that if it was in perfect condition. You know, I mean, you may not get it, but you could. And for 50 cents, it'd be an awesome flip. But, oh, all those holes just absolutely hurt it. So I think this one's going to go, you know, a lot less than even those. So, I mean, I still might try to see if I can get 35 out of it, but it may not happen. I'll probably put best offer on there. I'll probably get offers for like $15, $20, something like that. So, it's a shame, but I'll still sell it. So, I don't know. We'll assume 15, 20 bucks, something like that. So, man, that's a real shame, too. I mean, I've mentioned it so many videos that you want it to say the name all over it, have the logo. This has it all. So this, I mean, if you could find one like this perfect, that is exactly what you want. Men's probably does better, but even women's would do all right. Okay, so at the same sale, all right, whoops, my battery just died. So anyway, as I was saying, at the same sale, I found these shoes. Now they just had this big, like Tupperware, like a Rubbermaid container, just full of these old shoes. They just threw them all in there. But one of these is laying on top, and it just caught my eye, just the style of it, and I looked at it, and I'm like, skip, so what in the world is that? All right, so then I look at the tongue, and I'm thinking, whoa, okay, that's strange. I've never seen a tongue like that, so this is like a vintage shoe. Well, then I'm looking at it, and I'm going, this shoe has never been worn. This is like a brand new shoe. There's no tags and there's no box with it. So then I look inside and it does have the tag in there, okay? And it comes from, check that out, Montgomery Ward. I'm thinking, wow, Montgomery Ward, how long has that been since they've been around, you know? So these are, I mean, were they around in the 80s or are these from the 70s? I'm not totally sure. So I'm looking at them, I'm thinking, I'm reading the tag, Skips by Montgomery Ward. So it was a house brand shoe they had, so probably not this amazing brand, but I mean, have you ever heard of Skips, you know? And would you ever find Skips? No, not really. So I asked how much. Oh, I don't know, 50 cents. I thought, okay, yeah, sure, I'll buy those for 50 cents. They're men's size 9. There's a number on there. I looked it up. I couldn't find anything on them. So I just looked up Montgomery Ward Skips shoes on eBay, looked up comps, and whoa, people are asking serious money for these because they're just not around, all right? I don't think these have ever been worn. They're a little scuffed up, but I think that's from storage. And they've even turned yellow a little bit. So I can't really prove that they've never been worn, so I'll probably have to someone's pre-owned and just say they look like they've never been worn, just a little scuffed up from storage and all that without a box. But anyway, I looked it up. There was a pair. Now, they weren't anything like this. They were a low top, white, almost like a canvas Chuck Taylor shoe. Like, think of that style with a little rubber toe. They were like the off-white canvas color. And they had like a red and blue stripe. Kind of cool looking shoe, just a low top. They sold for, I think it was $50 plus shipping. Then I found some others that were more, they still weren't this like mid-top. They were just, I don't know, a different type of Skips shoe. And they were asking $119 plus shipping. But they were new, so they had the box, they had tags, so they were obviously new. And then I think there was another pair, I think, that was like crazy money, like $200 something. But I think they were just shooting from the moon and they're not going to get it. So I think realistically these could go somewhere between that 50 and like 125. Maybe I'll go high. I mean, there's no comps. When there's no comps, you can do a couple things. You can just ask crazy money, put a best offer on there, see what happens. That's probably what I'll end up doing. Or that's a good time to put an auction where you start it. Now, the trouble with the auction is they could go cheap, but you start it kind of cheap. So I don't think I'd put them at $10 because there's probably not a lot of people looking for Skips. That's kind of the problem with this technique. But I mean, you could start them at like $50 and then see where they go. Maybe they only gets one bid and they sell for $50. Maybe some people fight over them. They end up going for $80 or $100, or it goes for crazy money. Who knows? But the other thing you could do is just ask crazy money and put a best offer on it. Maybe I put them for like $225 or best offer. Put my best offer down to like $50 and just see what happens. Get something in between there. And I'm not exactly sure what I'll do with these, but yeah, I can't really prove they've never been worn, but man, if you could see these in person, they have not been worn. They are in great shape. And no one would wear it with that sticker still in there in perfect condition like that. So that was a great find, and only 50 cents too. That was super cool. Okay, so at a different sale, I found this, a video game. Check this out, for Wii, Dragon's Lair Trilogy. Excellent condition. The disc is perfectly clean, not even a little nick or scratch on it. The manual looked like it had never been looked through before. The case had a couple of little tiny nicks here and there, no holes or anything, just a little scuff mark. I mean, it is in excellent condition. And it was at a garage sale that I would call a drive-by normally, where it was all baby clothes and it was all pink. I don't know anything about that. There's probably people out there doing really well selling baby clothing and that kind of stuff. I don't know what to look for. I sell those baby bottle maker machines and sometimes kids' toys that are still new in the box. That's about it for me with baby stuff. So for whatever reason, it was a sale. They had some other stuff that kind of, I saw some shoes on the ground, things like that. So I thought, I'll look, there could be something. Well, there wasn't anything. So as I'm leaving, I just happened to see this laying. It was like on this little, it was like a chair or a little short table, like separate from everything else. It was just laying there. And I thought, Dragon's Lair, man, that sounds familiar. What in the world? That's like from when I was a kid. And I think, looking at the graphics here in the back, especially Space Ace, I think that was the game that impressed me about, I think it was Sega CD. They had this Dragon's Lair game. And what was so cool is it's so different than every other game in the day, which I guess nowadays video games are like this, but it was like you watch the story and then you participated sometimes. Well, I don't ever play video games, and now that I've been buying some Xboxes and PlayStations and all that kind of stuff, that's like how every game is now. You gotta watch it, you watch the story, then you play a little bit, and then you have to watch more. They're all like that. But this was way back. I mean, this was, when would that have been? Early 90s, so 25 years ago or something like that. So anyway, I saw this on Wii. I thought, oh, I'll look that up. That's like a nerd game. They seem to do well. And I looked it up, and I was like, whoa, okay, this thing goes for great money. So I asked her, I was like, well, how much are you asking for that? She's like, well, the girl's uncle gave it to him, and it just wasn't their thing at all. They like the girly stuff, and this was, she called it a boys game. Well, I would call it, like I said, a nerd game. So she's like, I don't know, how about 50 cents? I said, all right, I'll take it for 50 cents. I looked it up. These sell anywhere between $30 and $45, but mine is in excellent condition. I mean, it is in really, really good condition. So I already have it listed for $44.95, and I think it will sell for that. So that would be a great flip. Turn 50 cents into almost 45 bucks. So that's pretty cool. And you can see how easy it is to ship. Put it in plastic, put it in a bubble mailer, and you're good to go. All right, this next item is interesting. I paid up for it, but I think it'll be worth it. I got this at a garage sale where I got the 2 Furbies I showed you downstairs. Check this out. This is Clue mystery game, but it's the one made for the Disney Vacation Club. Now, when it was at the sale, she had a sticker on it that said $20. Then she had 2 pieces of tape that said, look this up on eBay. They go for really good money. Now, a lot of times at garage sales, when people say, look at it on eBay, they print out the eBay price, and then they're trying to ask that at a garage sale. If she had done that, no one would have bought it. I wouldn't have bought it. But she was asking 20 bucks. That scared most people away. Well, first thing I did was look it up. I want to see if she's talking about it. I look it up, and I was impressed. All right. So several have sold recently for $75, I think, plus shipping. It might have been free shipping, but basically they went for $75. But currently, the ones listed, there was oh, by the way, this is still brand new sealed. A couple of the, on the bottom edge, there's 2 spots where the factory plastic has ripped, so there's kind of like little flaps, but it's still factory sealed, never been opened. And anyway, there was a used one that sold, and it went for, a used one listed currently. I think they're asking like 75, 80 bucks. And then there is, you know what? I was thinking the shoes was the one where someone was asking crazy money. It was this game. There was someone asking like $108 plus shipping, and then there's someone trying to get like $250. I was thinking it was these shoes, but I'm pretty sure it was this game. All right, so anyway, I paid 20 bucks because it has a couple of rips in there, and I want it to sell. I put mine at $100, so it is at, I think, $99.95. I think free shipping. So that should be a great flip if it goes. I'm not trying to get $200 out of it. I don't think it's going to go because there's proof that they do sell for about $75, but there's only a few listed right now. Mine's the only new one mine is the lowest price of the new sealed ones. So I think it will sell first. It might just take a little while, but Christmas is coming up. Someone's probably going to end up buying it, so that'd be a great flip. Now, it might end up taking longer than I thought, but I figured, hey, that could go for good money. It'd be easy to take pictures because I don't have to open it up, show all the parts. That's why I took pictures and listed it already. And before I show you the 2 items that sold, I'll go ahead and explain the 2 local items I picked up, and I'll just show you pictures. So the first one is another kids bike 20-inch, and it's another Diamondback. I just sold the green Diamondback I bought it for 10, it sold for 35. I'm gonna do the same with this one. They were asking 15, I got it for 10, and then I'm asking 40, so I'm gonna try to make 30 bucks off of it. I have a lady already interested. I think she wants to check it out Monday or Tuesday, something like that, so I'll let you know if she ends up buying it. The other thing I found was a garage sale, I think right up the road from where I found these and the jackets, is a set of 5 dining chairs. They look good from a distance, like the picture I'm showing you, it looks pretty good, but up close, they have some chips, some scratches. A couple of them, they need some screws in the bottom of the seats to kind of flap up a little bit. So you can tell someone like took them apart to redo them and then never finished the job. Also, one of the chairs, the seat cushion is like broke, like the base plate of it, so you sit down, it like caves in. And one of them, the upper, when you're looking at the chair, you sit the back here, the little arch thing in the back has like a spot that got really chewed up. So what I think I'm going to do is take the cushion off of that one and put it on the one that has the blown out cushion, and then I have 4 good chairs. But anyway, I decided just to sell them as is, and I only paid $10. That's all they were asking. They had $20. They marked it through, and they put $10 for the set. They just wanted to get rid of them. They didn't want to put them back in our house. I was like, so you mean like $10 for all 5 chairs, right? And they're like, yeah, just $10. So I said, all right, I'll take them. And I currently have them listed locally for $50. There's been some people asking. Pretty sure I have them a little too high, but I don't know. We'll see. So anyway, that should be a really, really good flip if they go. So anyway, okay, so that was all of the finds from the weekend. I bought a lot of stuff. It's going to be a lot of work ahead of me, but I think that could turn in some really good money. I think a lot of them will actually sell fairly quickly, so it should be pretty awesome. Okay, so here are the 2 sales that I got this weekend. I took pictures last night after I logged everything into my computer and did all that stuff that takes forever. I posted them. This one sold 20 minutes after I posted it. This one sold today. They both paid for everything I bought this weekend, and like I said, after fees, after shipping, I still made almost $77 profit. So the first item here is an oldie but a goodie. These always do well. They're doing really well right now. It's the perfect time of year to sell them. TI-84 Plus calculator. This is the silver edition, and it's the pink silver edition. All right, a couple of scuff marks on there, and also if you notice, there's no sliding cover. It's missing the cover. I got it at the garage sale where I got the frisbees for $5 and the walkie-talkies for $2.50. I paid $2.50 for this. Brought it home, wiped it down with some rubbing alcohol, cleaned it up a little bit, make it look a little better. Tested it with new batteries, make sure it works. It works fine. And I went to go list it. Now, I know that these usually sell really well, TI-84s. I've sold several of them for like $55, $60. I figured that's what I could get. I look them up. They're going for way more money right now. I don't know if it's because of the pink or the silver edition or what, but this particular model, without the cover, I was able to ask $64.95 free shipping, and it sold in 20 minutes. So I had it underpriced, all right? So with the cover, they were selling for like $79.99. So they're going for like $80. And then if you get the TI-84 Plus CE or whatever it is, it's a little bit different calculator. Those are like $100, $120. They go for crazy money. So I only spent $2.50, and in 20 minutes it sold for $64.95. And I thought that was a great flip. So there were people getting, $60 with the cover. Some were getting like $69 with the cover, and then like I said, there were several that were selling for like $79.99 free shipping with the cover. I went a little lower because it was missing the case, but it sounds like I probably shouldn't have done it. I could have got a little more out of it. That was a great flip. And they're always really easy to send out. I always put them in bubble wrap, and if it has the case, that's all you need to do. But because mine doesn't have the little slip-on case, I'm going to put a piece of cardboard over the face of it to protect it. I'll just wrap it with saran wrap or rubber bands or something like that, and then just put it in a bubble mailer, and it will be, I looked it up, I think it's just under $4. It's going to be like $3.81 to ship out, or $3.18 or something like that. 3 something anyway to ship out, so that's not bad at all. Okay, here's the big boy that sold. This is really cool. I sold a lot of these, but this is the best one I've found so far. It is an AT&T microcell. This is actually an older one too. This is AT&T 3G microcell in the box. I've sold these before. The lowest price one ever sold. It did not have a wall plug-in to even try it out. I didn't know if it worked or not. I sold it for parts only, and it sold for $25 or $30. The very first one I ever found had the cord to plug it in, and you know what? It had the box. Now that I think of it, it had the box. It was missing the yellow Cat 5 cord or whatever it's called, but everything else is in there. I plugged it in, it turned on, and I bought it for $10, and it sold like the next day for $79.95. And that's when I thought, wow, okay, these are worth good money. And then I found another one at some point that went for about the same, I think. And then recently, I think I showed you one. It's the more updated version. It's like a black square, and I got it for $5, and I think it sold for $2.20 with free shipping. So I was impressed. I was like, wow, that's awesome. So anyway, I go to the sale yesterday. It was the very first sale. It was the same one where I found the Birkenstocks I showed you. I paid $20, which I think was a little high. By the way, I didn't even know about this garage sale. It was one of them I found by accident. I took a turn too soon and I saw a sign, I followed it, and boom. The very first item I found paid for everything. All right, so anyway, I saw it sitting in the box. I figured, hey, it's got the box, you know, it's probably like 75 bucks or something like that. I wonder what they're asking. I look at it, $5. That's all they're asking, $5, that's it. So even if it was broke, it was a great flip. You could turn $5 into like $25, $30. So I didn't even look at it. I just grabbed it. I figured it's got the box. It's probably got parts in there. That's going to be, you know, if it's incomplete, you know, $40, $50. It's got to be a great flip. So I just moved on, bought all that other stuff. I get home. I look at it last night. I open it up. This has never been used. It has a tear on the corner here. Everything inside is still wrapped in factory plastic. The sides of the actual booster still have that peel away plastic on it. The back where you plug everything in still has the protective sticker on it that's never been removed. So for some reason these people had one of these and never used it, and the box got ripped in storage, and I got it for $5. So I looked it up, and there's people selling them for like $100, $120. So I was getting excited, okay? So then I look further and I start looking up the actual model number and all that, and there were some selling for, let me double check here, $229.98. All right, there were several that sold for that recently. They sell like crazy right now. So I thought, you know what, mine's new, it's got the ripped box, I'm gonna go cheaper. I'm gonna go $229.95, so 3 cents cheaper than the highest price ones I could find. And guess what, today it sold for full asking price, $229.95, and I paid $5 for it. That is an awesome flip. This alone paid for everything, even after fees and all that. I looked it up. The shipping on this one is going to be $8 something because it's going to Arkansas. I live in Missouri, so it's not that far away. This is a great area to find these. If you live in a big city, there's all, you know, probably really good coverage, so you don't find these. But if you live in the boonies like me, you'll see these a lot. You wanna look for these. And this is the older one. This is a 3G. They make a 4G model, and then they have those black ones now that are even smaller, more updated, and they go for more money. So anyway. After I figured it out after shipping, which was $8 something, the fees on it, eBay and PayPal fees, which is about 13% of $229.95, was like $29 something. All right, so in total, I'm gonna pay like $38 or something on top of the $5. So I think it worked out where pure profit is going to be like $186 or something like that, $180 something. And like I said, everything I bought this weekend was $160.50. So the very first item I bought at a garage sale that I found by accident paid for everything else I bought. So it's all going to be pure profit. So that is an awesome sale. I love sales like that. And I love calculators because they always go fast. Even I've sold broken ones. I've sold them without the battery thing on the back, the little cover. I've sold them without covers like this. I've sold them with mistakes like scratches on the screen. They all sell. Some go for a little less, some go for a lot more. These are great flips. So these 2 items gave me just under $77 profit. So anyway, this was a great weekend for garage selling. I think I'll go ahead and let the video go till tomorrow. In case anything else sells today, I'll show you. And otherwise I'll just close it out, but hopefully some other stuff sells. So anyway, let me get back to work, taking more pictures and getting more stuff listed, and probably editing more videos because I know people have been asking for the videos more frequently, so that's something I'll try out. So anyway, let me get back to work and we'll see what else sells. All right, so I finally have someone interested in this bike. I kind of knew it was going to be a bad buy when I got it, but I got a deal where I bought that it was a big trike and I think it was an old Schwinn. Well, the trike I actually sold at the garage sale where I bought it. I walked up the driveway and a lady bought it from me there. And then the Schwinn sold a while back. And then this one's like a cheapo JCPenney women's bike. So it's like 2 things there that's hard to sell. It's women's bikes and then just like little cheapo ones like this, like a JCPenney bike. But I got it for $10 and eventually dropped the price down to $25. And then people started asking about it. Now there's a guy that wants to come check it out, so I got to take it over to the gas station, and we'll see if he buys it. All right, so I mentioned that I would let you know if any other sales happened, and I had a couple, but they're a little, I don't know if they're going to work out or not. So earlier today, a guy came by and checked out the chairs, and then once he got a really good look at them, they were a little rougher than he thought, and he was wanting to get them really cheap. I probably could have done it, but there are a couple of people asking about them. So he was willing to go down to 40 when he first saw them. I was asking 50. I figured they'd probably go for about 40 or 45, so I said okay. But then he tried fitting them in his car, and then he was really looking at him, and he was like, can you do any better than 40? And I'm thinking, you know, we just made a deal here at 40, so, you know, I'm not going to take any less than that. So I was like, no, I'm sorry. I have, you know, several people asking, so I could do the 40, but that would be it. And he said, well, okay, I don't want them. So brought them back in, and now there's a couple other people asking about them, so we'll see what happens. Also, the bike I just showed you, I was supposed to meet the guy at 2:30, which was half an hour ago, but he got scheduled into some type of meeting at work, and now he might possibly meet later. So we'll see what happens. But man, that bike was not a very good buy. I kind of knew it, but I figured, you know, hey, it's only 10 bucks. I could sell it for, you know, $30, $40, something like that. It's an old vintage bike that's, you know, kind of cool looking. Well, I need to be more careful about that because, I mean, this thing's probably going to sell for like 20 or 25 bucks. So all my time's getting wasted on this thing, so I shouldn't buy anything else like that anymore. Okay, so as far as eBay sales, one of them I'm not sure it's actually really going to go through, and the other one I'm just waiting on payment, but the guy was really interested in it. So the first one here is a really big lot of Zootopia plush animals. So I've had these, I've had these a long time. I bought them back in the winter at Goodwill. If you ever go to Goodwill, you know, sometimes they get overstocked stuff from Target that, you know, it was clearance to Target and it doesn't sell, so then they just donate it, I guess take a tax write-off or whatever. And anyway, they had, I walked in one day and in the plush animal bin, they just dumped a whole bunch of these. They're all brand new. They still have the tags, all right, like that. And I noticed that on, I think the small ones, and what Goodwill does when they get the tags on the barcode, they usually put a little marker through it. And some of the tags I was able to clean it off, but others I wasn't able to. And I bought a whole bunch of these. That little one I showed you, that size were 59 cents each. And the really big ones, like this one here, were 99 cents each. I bought like everything they had. I thought, oh, this would be awesome. I'll sell this big, you know, I can divide it into lots, all this kind of stuff. Well, time went by and I was like, I don't really care about these things. I just want my money back. And I mean, it's not that big of a seller like I thought. So, you know, I just want to get rid of these. So I donated off the ones that were like repeats. Like I had 6 of one, and I'm thinking I'm not going to put a listing up for, you know, a $4 toy and then put quantity 6 and then hope that, you know, all 6 sell. I'll just, you know, keep 2 to put into a couple of these lots, and I'll donate the rest off, just be a write-off. So anyway, this is 13 of them. There's several big ones. There's a couple little ones. In total, I had $11.27 in them, and I put them all up as one big lot for $47.99 with free shipping. So I'm not going to make a whole lot off of it because I'm sure it's not going to be super cheap to send off. Well, someone bought them the other day, and I realized that it was through the global shipping program. So it's going overseas somewhere. So I would just have to ship it to Kentucky and pay for that shipping, which actually won't be that bad. So this big box might only be like 10 bucks. But that was 2 days ago, and they still haven't paid. So, you know, you get another day or two. I think like 3 days I can, you know, call, or not call in, but just notify eBay that it, you know, it's unpaid. I'm hoping they come through because I'd really like to sell them, but if not, then I will have to tell eBay about it and, you know, get the whole unpaid claim go through, and then I'll have to relist, and who knows if they're going to sell. So really hoping that one goes through, and I'll get all my money back, because when I bought all of these toys, I had like $28 in it or something like that. So if I sell this one off, I'm pretty sure that I will get most of that money back, and then sell the next one, then I'll make some profit. It ended up being kind of a bad deal, but whatever. I just want to be done with it. Okay, the deal that I'm waiting on payment, but it went through, the guys are really interested in, is this Nike watch. Let me get it out for you. I got this at a really nice neighborhood sale in when I went to Kansas City, and they had this watch there. It was not working, so I thought, well, you know, I'll buy a battery for it and we'll see what happens, and if it works, then great. If not, you know, oh well. And it was the same sale where I bought that really nice electric scooter I think I showed. I also got those Oakley gas can sunglasses. That was a great deal. I got them for $5. They sold for $90. That was awesome. Okay, well, this watch here I also got for $5. It's a Nike watch, a Nike WC0067. And anyway, they were asking $5. I looked it up, and they were selling for around $40 to $55. So I thought, well, perfect. You know, if I could put it up for like $55 free shipping, that'd be awesome. So I, when I listed mine, I decided that I wanted it to move a little quicker, so I put it up at $49.95, and nothing happened. So then I dropped it down to about $45. So I figured that was about the price where most of them were selling. And then today, or I guess it was, yeah, this morning, a guy contacted me. He's like, hey, I really like to have that watch. Would you be willing to take a better offer? So I got back with him. I was like, well, how much are you thinking? He said, how about $35? Well, I've had a couple of people that have offered $35, and I didn't accept them. So I was like, I'll tell you what, I could do $40 on it, but that would be it. So he got back and said, that'd be great. You know, I'd do it for $40. So anyway, it sold for $40 plus shipping, and he is also going to pay $3.75 shipping, so that's $43.75. So I only, I'm asking $45 plus shipping. I probably could have put $45 free shipping, and it was sold, and I'd made an extra $1 or whatever. But like I said, he hasn't paid yet. But I mean, it's only been a few hours. I think this guy really is, because he's been contacting me and getting back. And after I sold it to him, then he said thank you and all that kind of stuff. So I think he's serious. But this person, that's an international buyer, and I haven't heard back in a couple of days. I'm not sure if that deal's going to go through. So I really hope it does, but it may not. So anyway, that was the all of the finds I got over the weekend, and then the sales, which was a little bit slow this weekend. And I mean, I'm really hoping they start picking up again, because I got so much stuff, it's not even funny. I've been finding really good stuff, and good finds like that have been selling, and a lot of my stuff that's just kind of has not. So I might have to just start doing deep discounts, just getting rid of stuff. I buy it all so cheap, I'll still make money, but a lot of it's like, I could probably make this much on it, and then it never happens. And then other things, like the calculator I showed you, and that cell phone booster, I mean, I know that those sell, and those went for more than I thought. So it's just kind of a balancing act of figuring out, you gotta, at least when you're buying thrift store stuff and garage sale stuff, I mean, you're at the mercy of what people have out there. It's not like you can just consistently buy it all the time. But when you find stuff like that, it sells well. And then a lot of this other stuff you kind of just guess on, and you can see that there have been sales. It will go for this much, but it could take months for it to sell, or sometimes it goes quick. So anyway, that was everything from the weekend. So I hope you liked it, and if you did, go ahead and give the video a thumbs up, and then make sure to leave a comment of what you think. If you have any ideas of types of videos you'd like me to make, I've been thinking about. I think I've mentioned this video or another one that I've been thinking about chopping the videos down a little bit so that they're not quite so long, even though this one's probably pretty long. And maybe making some other videos besides just, what I bought, what I sold, because I know people have been asking about how I clean items, how to determine pricing, and all that kind of stuff. I thought I had mentioned a lot of these things in the videos, but if you want me to make a specific video about things like this, I probably could, because I keep it really simple. I probably don't do it the absolute correct way or whatever, but it works, and I haven't had any issues with a lot of it, especially all the cleaning and pricing and all that. It seems to work really well. So anyway, go ahead and leave me some ideas like that, and then also if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and do that to keep up with more of these videos. So anyway, thanks for checking it out.